ladies and gentlemen, the impossible has happened. Chaotic is going to San Diego Comic-Con 2026. And I know what you're thinking. Haven't there been theories, rumors, and, whisperings that they might be there and make an announcement at, any given Comic-Con? Yes, many times. But at this point, Chaotic announcing a Comic-Con appearance or even showing up or making an announcement had become less of an event announcement and more of an ancient prophecy, right? Every year, people would have the same thing. There'd be somebody, thinking like the Mayan calendar is coming to an end and the world's about to explode. We'd go to Comic-Con, or at least some people would, hoping that there'd be some sort of news booth, announcement, whatever. And then the Chaotic booth would be like Bigfoot's tax returns. Gone. Zilch, nada, reduced to atoms, nothing. And, of course, that's disappointing. But, this year, apparently, it's actually happening. The 23rd to the 26th, man. We'll get into it, obviously. But there is a real booth with a booth number with presumably real human beings manning it. And, it's not just an empty folding table with a little note posted to it that just says, Chaotic, coming soon. This is bigger than the moon landing, dude. Like, it's insane, right? It's finally discovering where your grandma, buys those little red strawberry candies that are littered throughout her house, right? Hate those things. But yeah, so Chaotic's officially going to be at Comic-Con this year, and unless the entire convention gets swallowed up by, a biblical level flood, then it's going to happen. So let's talk about it. So yeah, jumping right into it here, and the meat and potatoes, the nitty-gritty details, we got the Chaotic Game website, the website that is finally revamped, renewed, restored, and rebirthed from its cocoon of evolution, if you will. But yeah, right at the homepage here, you can go ahead and sign up as well, just for any information and, doomsday prep your way into the Chaotic launch as it comes out. But right on the homepage, we got Chaotic at San Diego Comic-Con announcement. Now, there's a read more section, which we'll go over. But right on the front, booth number 5619. I repeat, booth number 5619. So there is an actual number attached to it with, again, presumably real human beings matching behind it. But the only thing is here, Comic-Con San Diego ain't exactly the easiest and smallest venue to navigate through. So I hope they provide you with that little mini map for you to go through and, the secret walkthrough guide to get there. So we'll see what that looks like. But jumping right in here to the main article, well, go ahead and start reading here. You have a little image that says Comic-Con Flashback 2008. But yeah, if you were wandering the floor of San Diego Comic-Con in the early 2000s, you may have spotted a booth dedicated entirely to a new kind of trading card game. Chaotic had its own space then with a hub for fans of the show and the TCG. This year at San Diego Comic-Con, we're thrilled to announce that Chaotic will be represented inside our partner Panini's booth, located again at booth number 5619. While we won't have any playable cards to share just yet, which is, again, kind of concerning considering we haven't actually gotten the final versions yet. We're so close to launch. We'll have something special for those who stop by, an SDCC exclusive oversized Tanith Toborn creature card, which you can see onto the right here, which kind of scares me again a little bit because we didn't get the final design. So is this what they're leaning more into? Who knows? But this is a large print style study from the RGB lab available to those who have already created an account on chaoticgame.com. So make sure you do that. So whether you're a legacy super fan who remembers the original booth or a newcomer curious about the future of the game, we'd love to see you swing by the San Diego Comic-Con Center from July 23rd to the 26th, and let's get chaotic. Limited quantities are available and are on a first-come, first-served basis. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. So before we hop back into the video and we port back to Perambro, I just want to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by Dubby Energy. Just partnered with them. My favorite flavor so far is actually the rainbow sherbet. It's chef's kiss, something that Herkin himself would start salivating over. Because whether you're opening packs, building a deck, or spending 3 hours arguing over the fact that, Maxor can beat KO or vice versa, you're going to need some energy, right? Dubby Energy is a powdered energy drink mix that is 0 sugar and 0, artificial colors, whatever the frick that means, right? I just don't have a need to even find the Kothica anymore, right? I don't need to try and understand it with my pea-sized brain because Dubby is just giving me all the stat boosts and energy I could ever need, right? And with 15 flavors, over 15 flavors, you can't tell me there's not something for each and every person out there, each and every tribe, right? I mean, I bet you Maxor is just slurping up on a sweet and sour blue raz right now, just as we speak. So whether you're battling in the dromes with your friends or just going on your next scan quest, make sure you guys check out W Energy and use my affiliate link and code Chaotic Daily for a total of 10%. That's more than 9 off of your whole order. Anyway, let's get back to Chaotic. But yeah, obviously there's quite a bit to unpack here, and I mean, it's a small package in this announcement, but there's a big, overhanging cloud to it, right? Lakitu sitting up there filming with the camera, right? But yeah, looking at it just right off the bat, when you consider how much they were, going full send on the original Comic-Con appearance back then, like they even referenced in 2008, right? It just seems to me, it's been a rocky road, right? It's been a rocky road the whole time. And while I do like Rocky Road, it's, S tier peak, on the tier list ice cream flavor, I think it's still going to be a little bit rough because we've had this whole path going forward and there's been a lot of hope and stuff. But considering in that article, they were talking about the fact that there isn't going to be anything playable to share. It just, it's a fell omen to me. Kind of speaks doom and gloom a little bit. Not that it's going to fail, obviously, but I think they're leaning and trusting heavily in the fact that the nostalgia and the kids of the people who grew up with this, they'll, kind of plant the seeds for them, right? Have a bag of birdseed, like, come here, and I just don't think you can fully lean into that. Especially considering who knows how many people or fans of Chaotic are going to actually go and be interested in it. Just picture the random onlooker that's walking by with his son, like, hey son, what do you think about this Chaotic booth? Do you want to go? You want to go see it? Yeah, let me go see it, Daddy. You just won't have that because if they're just gonna have banners sitting there, I'm not criticizing at all. It's just it's not my business, and I'm no professional businessman by any standpoint. But to me, it seems like it would make more sense, especially at something of this magnitude. San Diego Comic-Con, Heat Level 5's Need for Speed style. You'd want to have something to draw people's attention outside of a few banners and some dudes sitting there like, you want to know about Chaotic? That's about all I can do for you. I don't know. I feel like with the amount of people that'll be there and different booths that you're competing against, it's going to be really hard to draw any attention without something to actually draw people there, a reason to have people at your booth. So again, we're obviously relying heavily on the nostalgia. Oh my gosh. Think about how nostalgic this is, hypnotizing you, right? With the nostalgia beam. It's just, I feel like you can't lean fully into that because you're missing out on such a wide audience. And again, it's not me criticizing. It's just my personal fear that I feel like we're this close and we just don't have anything tangible, nothing solid that we can get our hands on to actually drum up the hype or even bring people to your booth. So that's just the first thought I had regarding that. Now, to put a little positivity to it, because I just don't want to be, a negative Nancy, I think too that for the people that are going, that are aware of Chaotic and are specifically hyped for it and or, just going specifically for that purpose, I think we do have an opportunity to also make, while it seemingly might be a little ripple in the pool here, tossing in a little pebble, I think we do have an opportunity to help drum up hype as well. Obviously continue sharing, continue spreading the good news and all that stuff. But, when you do go, maybe you can bring some Chaotic cards with you. So you're hanging around the booth, maybe ask Brian Gannon if he's there himself or, whatever representatives, ask around and be like, hey, can I just, show people the original cards that stopped by the booth? That might be a good opportunity for you to have some play testing and be like, this is what the game was like. Who knows what it can be like going forward? Just to kind of start giving people a feel and style for what the game will be. Because I genuinely I don't think that they'd be opposed to it. Obviously don't go in there and invade their land and territory and try and take over it, right? But I'd say it's a good opportunity to help share and spread the word and even share your own excitement with other people. So I definitely think if you are going, maybe bring some cards with you, right? But I definitely think show them the support as much as you can. I think it will be a very good thing for Chaotic. And it is great just in general. Again, I'm not, being like, oh, finally they're at Comic-Con. Took you long enough, dude. Like it's been 30 some odd years, just I'm excited for it. I'm excited that we have an actual number, actual evidence that there is something that's going to be there and something that will be happening, another step forward as opposed to a step backwards. And yeah, I'm just super excited to see Chaotic finally, taking those steps forward. Again, I have my concerns, but those are just my concerns. I don't know if anybody of this realm would even share the same thoughts, but yeah, 23rd through the 26th, make sure you guys go and support them. I think it's going to be a fun time, and I think it's going to be super exciting. Make sure you get your exclusive Dank Toeborn stuff. Somebody, if you're going to be there, film videos, and I'd love to see them as well. I'm sure all of us would love to see what they got going on at the booth. Don't just hog it to yourself. Go up and share with us. But yeah, I'm super excited to see that they're going to be making their way back into Comic-Con. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed watching, and thank you for watching. You guys are awesome. We're already at 100 subscribers, and it's been like a few weeks. That's crazy. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as you hear in every other single video that you watch. And I'd love to know your guys' thoughts down below. What do you think about Chaotic being at Comic-Con? Are you happy? Are you sad? And if you're sad, then that's kind of weird. That's a red flag, kind of L opinion energy. But yeah, are you going to go yourself? Or are you going to pick up a giant oversized tank of Toeborn? I'd love to know. And if you have any news that I might not be aware of, make sure you guys let me know as well. You guys seriously are awesome at finding this stuff before me. It's only because of you guys that I get this information. You guys have been super awesome about it. So make sure to tell me if there's anything that I'm missing, anything you want to see a video on. I'll make sure to do that. But yeah, I'm Chaotic Daily. You guys are awesome. I love y'all. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.